Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. As we continue our conversations this morning, we're talking about all the vibes, and we're talking about Tight Spaces Acoustic tour that's happening in Tobago tonight at Beverly Oasis Suites. And to have this conversation with me this morning, I have a full house. I have Mr. Mohammed Muwakil, Mr. Lyons, and Tobago's we have two Tobago very own, because Mr. Lou, you are also from Tobago. And we have our boy Xavier Edwards here. So we want to thank you guys for coming on. And we're talking about the Tight Space Acoustic Tour. Tell us a bit, Mr. Muwakil, about this tour and what really created the essence behind the tour.
So in 2018, when we wanted to release our first album, we felt as though after being locked away for so long creating the album, we wanted to reconnect with our fan base, with our residents. And we decided to do this tour that was, when we call it Tight Spaces, is because we were doing it in very small business spaces that couldn't hold more than like 40 people. To really kind of create the acoustic experience, which is where we started from. Fast forward a few years, we were heading out to London last year, and we decided that before we left to go to London, we wanted to do that same thing again. And so we revamped the idea of doing the Tight Space Acoustic tours just to reconnect with the residents of Freetown.
Right. And we know that when you have that acoustics, it's a different kind of energy, a different type of vibes, very slow, very mellow, very cool, very chill. How does this reflect the essence of the actual album that you guys are about to put out, Mr. Lyons?
Well, every song has to start from a very spiritual place, as in from your spirit as an artist. And we believe as long as a song could be broken down into vocals and probably one instrument, you have a song. If you need about 10 instruments to make it work, you have a tune.
That is very interesting, and it speaks to the quality of work that you guys are putting out. Tell us a bit about this new album.
Right, so the name of this album is called Beyond the Machine, and it's a very conceptual album, but the basic story of it is the journey, everyone's personal journey to their point of enlightenment. You come into the world a bit naive, and so everything is perfect, everything is enjoyable until you have that innocence taken from you, whether it be by trauma or some personal calamity, and then you struggle with what is the reason for this thing happening to me. And we think that transcendence is this place of perfection where nothing bad happens. But beyond the machine is when we get to that place of surrender and understanding that it's a cycle. You're in this place of rest, you're in this place of work, you're in this place of bad things, this place of good things. And it's you finding your balance in the midst of all of this and understanding that you exist outside of all of that.
Right. And Mr. Muwakil, when we talk about the machine, there's no machine without handlers, right? And we are of the understanding that there's a deeper system at play. So is it that you are appealing to persons who understand the systemic dynamic of the world that we operate in, or you are trying to enlighten persons who don't really understand what is happening?
No one ever became free by appealing to their oppressors. Meaning, like, just making an appeal, please free me. We didn't come here by accident. We were not the original inhabitants of this land. And I often feel like we are living in a way where we don't understand the context of our existence. We did not reach here on these islands by accident. And the machinery that was put in place to put us here
Still exists.
It still exists. We still live within it. We are still functioning within it. And we have not, in many ways, revolutionized our thinking and the way that we exist to counteract the system that we're still living in. We don't examine certain things. I mean, even in the interview that you were seeing before, there's still certain things that are in place that we as a people have sat down and said, is this really working for us? But then to know if it's working for us, we have to have a us. Who are we? You understand? Before you could even get to that point. So no, we're not really appealing to the ones who in charge of where we are now. We are actually trying to make people realize the power is in our hands.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To change things in a very real way.
Right. And to operate differently.
Absolutely.
From a more free place.
Yeah.
And Xavier, you often talk about living free. Talk to us about how the album that they're producing and what they are doing really aligns with your work in this space.
I think the resonance is evident. and to even here having this conversation now. I just listening to them and I glad to sit and hear what they're saying in person because it resonates as so true and honest. And sometimes people think about living free or, as you mentioned, beyond the machine as some sort of anarchy or absolute chaos. I live in free, No, because you still living within it, just as a slave to other aspects of the same machine. So it's just really important to take the time and sit and analyze and know your history, know your story, go inside into your own spirit and find what is the essence of who you are and then navigate from that place. Because before freedom could really exist, awareness is a prerequisite.
That's right.
So firstly, and then to get.
I like the fact that you highlighted that as being freedom, freedom being from a place of knowledge, understanding, and operating within that. Because when people think of people who think they are free, they think of persons who are maybe anti-government in their thinking or anti-systemic. But you would have highlighted that it's still operating within a system, but understanding the system that you operate in. And talk to us a bit about how this philosophy has appealed globally, because we see that you guys have been in the UK and you are going to be back there at the end of June to perform at the Gladstoneberry Music Festival. So tell us a bit about the global appeal of the understanding that you guys are under.
Yeah, the machine is like to break everything down to its basic elements so it could use it, right? So it took our music and it looked at the music and said, oh, y'all are happy. You're happy people. Y'all just live and y'all exist happily. I could use that. Yeah, man, be happy, be happy, be happy. And you're telling me that from my specific history and the things that we have gone through to come here, right, on all sides, that we are not creating music that is self-reflecting in a world that is so full of pain, in a world that wants to experience true happiness and true joy, not something that's been manufactured through words and through expressions, right? So when we, and I know that Zal feels the same way too, when we make the music that we make, the reason that it resonates is because we are talking about a human experience, not something that's manufactured. People everywhere are just people. I don't care what your skin color is, I don't care, you know what I mean?
Correct. I was just about to hit on that because a lot of your supporters are not even of all, same ethnicity. So the message goes beyond race.
Yes.
And it goes to understanding of the machinery or just the systemic oppression that persons face, whether it be gender-based oppression, whether it be, because of their association to any particular thing or how they identify within their social groups. Tell us a bit about your experience here in Tobago and Tobago's response that you have seen in the past, and what are you expecting tonight?
I'm excited to be back home. Tobago has been such a pivotal part of Freetown Collective's journey and trajectory. I don't think there has ever been a way for Tobagonians to know that. The very first producer we've ever worked with is a friend of mine called James Squashy from Spring Gardens right there in Tobago. The first mixtape we ever recorded, Muhammad and I came to Tobago, had nowhere to sleep. We stayed in an abandoned building on the floor and went to studio the very next day, record the entire mixtape in one night. Tobago has housed a very important energy that we've been able to tap in. So tonight is really about community in a real way, extending an embrace to Tobago and letting Tobago know you have been part of this journey. So when you hear songs like Feel the Love, don't think it's a Trinidad song that busts and coming over to Tobago. Tobago has always been a part of the recipe, and that's what tonight is about, community.
Well, to be honest, I'm sold. So I'm there, right? I'm there. So that means Tobago is going to be there, guys. We're going to come out tonight and we're going to support them. We're going to support their new album that's coming out, Beyond the Machine. And we're also supporting your performance come at the end of June. Xavier, you have partnered with them and you are going to be on the show tonight. Tell us what we can expect from you this evening.
I'm going to do something I've never really done before in terms of performing. It's just going to be me and my keyboard. And so I recently got a keyboard and I've been practicing on it, and what a better opportunity than that is to connect with the audience and the community in that kind of way where it's just me and and you all, see how that feels.
All
I'm
right.
looking forward to it.
That's
And you see, Freetown, they are bringing Beyond the Machine. What message are you bringing tonight?
Living free is always the goal, but just mindful that awareness is the prerequisite. So let's start there, and evolve as a people from time.
Right, and our viewers are global. We have persons listening from Trinidad as well, and they are also able to follow the Tight Space Acoustic tour by going to Naparima Bowl, because you'll be there next, as well as the next venue will be where?
So we are in Naparima Bowl on the 13th of June, and then we are in Sound Forge on Mokarapa Road on the 19th of June, which will be the finale. Yeah.
Okay, so we end off on Thursday in Port of Spain.
Yeah, the 19th.
All right, on the 19th. Guys, you heard it here. Tonight, though, we are at Beverly Oasis Suites in Lowlands.
We want to really thank Beverly Oasis Suites for coming on board really early on and giving us that support. We want to thank Vemco as well. We want to thank UTC. We want to thank Massey. And all our sponsors who have come on board, Guardian Media Limited, for giving us the support. We make music that exists slightly outside of the mainstream and sometimes far outside the mainstream. And for people, for entities to come and support us, for us, that's huge, So we're really thankful for that.
Okay, and where can persons get tickets? I see Island E.
Pay by the door tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, by the door tonight. We have come through.
There will be no hindrances between you and your intention to come tonight.
Yeah.
We're making it real easy.
Just come through. If you can't access Island tickets, come and pay at the door. We have no problem.
All right, well, we will be there. We'll be there to support.
And we would like to extend 2 complimentary tickets to Tobago updates. Whoever you...
I'm going to be there anyway. So. All right, guys. Well, that's the end of our interview here with Freetown Collective and Xavier Edwards. We will see you right back after this break.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise.